and welcome to Rauta. Welcome to Vinyl Monday. I'm Jerry, and this time I'm gonna talk to you about Norwegian black metal classic reissue. This is Taake with with an album, third one in the line back in the days. I think it was just called doedskvad back in the days. Later on, at least some places listed as Hordalands doedskvad. And to be honest, I am still a little bit confused, and I decided to just give up. So feel free to correct me or incorrect me, whatever you please. I don't really give a damn at this point. Let's just say some people list this in various names, and that's pretty much of it. Now, as you can see, this is still pretty much wrapped in plastic, but of course I've been listening to it before making a review. I mean, I could have chosen the easy way. Let's be honest about it. I could have just blasted in on, Spotify or whatever. But since I'm kind of a stubborn personality, or more like, let's say, loyal to the format here, because I got this from Hust himself, the man in Taake, in case you don't know who he is, at Steel Chaos 2023. More like a gift, but I decided, let's do this in kind of a classic review take here as well, so might do it just as well, because, of course, it's nice to listen to some good music. So, like I said, this is a reissue, so it has a little bit different cover than you might have seen, the one with the man with the skull. Now, people who have been seeing Taake, or Gorgoroth for that matter, Hust being the vocalist in Gorgoroth Live anyway, know that he's not exactly long-haired person anymore, bald like me. Very, very good fashion for elder people. Anyway, this is a different cover than the original one. We have the classic pentagram. We have a classic inverted cross Jesus here. May Jesus do that forevermore. And then we have Mr. Man of the band doing some kind of a nope sign here for you. And on the back side of things, we have the lyrics. This is a co-release, as far as I can tell, with Svartekunst, Produksjoner, which is, if I understood it correctly, Black Arts Productions, roughly translated. My Norwegian is a little bit rusty, so take it as you will. And then Dark Essence, a Bergen-based label known for a lot of black metal bands and other releases beyond metal even, sometimes doing a lot of good releases. And people might already know Taake is also Bergen-based. A beautiful city with a strong black metal scene and beyond. So, this is the LP version got for review or as a gift. Doesn't matter what you want to call it. Here it is. Let's toss it away like real trash. Now, on the contrary, this vinyl release is a beautiful one, even if it's very, very minimal in the sense there's no gatefold, there's no booklet. This is just a 180 gram vinyl here, what we have, and those cover sleeves, so if you will. So pretty basic, pretty standard, but nice looking vinyl. And then you of course have Taake, Metal Archive site here for basic information. The band has that piece going, if we include Thule, their predecessor, more than 30 years. A long time. Now people already might also know that I've done a couple of Taake interviews during the years, which is why we got to know one another over the years, and done a lot of talking. And also I've seen Taake many times live, always a solid band doing good shows and all. Now, here it is what I'm talking about. If you take a look here for this third album, it will say Hordalands doedskvad. If I go, say, radio music and type here Taake, you know what I'm doing here, and take a look at this one, suddenly here it is doedskvad. And this shows you the the original cover art, man with skulls, two skulls with a little bit blurry image. Here if you click, you will figure out this is exactly the same album. So I'm just showing you this is the case for whatever reason that goes beyond me. All the songs are, however, named as Hordalands doedskvad 1 through 7, and resulting as a 50-minute of an album here. And originally he released as Dark Essence Records in 2005, so quite an old one. And here, if you take a look at all the other versions, you will see there's a vinyl by Agonia, Perverted Taste, CDs by Charisma Records, as well as Dark Essence Records. And here sometimes it is just said doedskvad. this is the point here. So I think it was later like fixed the name or whatever. I think this is pretty much the best guess. And here you see this Svartekunst Produksjoner 2011 LP version having mentioned. And then you have this 12-inch vinyl, once again, Dark Essence by 2016. And here it's not titled as that. So this maybe explains the confusion with the album name and all. Now, in my opinion, this is among the better Taake ones. It's kind of a showcasing a lot of what we know as traditional, or more like known basic classic Taake ideas. Lots of the kind of Norwegian black metal grimness from the 90s present, but there are also folkier parts. But mind you, when we're talking about folkier ideas, it's more about individual passages here, there, or some melodies, rather than, going with mouth harps and violins and all that stuff. They are not present here. So this is more like bordering the line, between folk metal or black metal. Sometimes people would say, yeah, it's kind of a pagan metal, it's heathen metal. Now, I don't want to go nitpicking into sub-genre category fights because that's kind of a pointless. What I'm saying here, a lot of these things on this album, whether we're talking about individual riffs or melodies or vocal patterns or whatever, they are the kind of a classic Norwegian style. Surely, it isn't the most raw stuff out there. I mean, that's why we have bands like Ildjarn or, well, Dagthrone for that matter. Or when you start comparing these to bands like, say, Enslaved or Immortal or, Emperor, you will find, okay, this is not exactly that either. This is not really epic. This is not really symphonic. This is more like melodic and grim and then some folkier parts combined. So you could pretty much put this kind of Taake music on the very center of Norwegian black metal map. Because, I mean, you could go as far as certain directions, like, seeing those like political maps or whatever, and you go like, okay, some things are over here and some are down there and things go that way and that way. This is more like, yes, in the middle. So, once again, not the most melodic, not the most grim, not the most raw, definitely not symphonic, definitely not avant-garde-ish, but a lot of different ideas. I mean, compared to them, this seems to be very much in the middle. And I think that's partially, in big parts, a reason why Taake is so liked. Knowing how to balance things out, like not go overly melodic, but it still include them, not to go like totally Ildjarn or Sword Vokter for that matter. So, yeah, I think this is one of the best Taake albums. I still haven't, figured out which would be my absolute favorite if I was like pointing in my head and it's like pick one or you're gonna get killed. Maybe this would be it. I don't know. Because sometimes it's hard because, sometimes favorites change from day to day or week to week, year to year. And that's why I am kind of undecided. But in my opinion, Hordalands doedskvad has a really good balance of these different things. Like I said, it goes into different directions, but not that too far. And that, in my opinion, keeps the albums in check. I mean, whether we're talking about production, yeah, it's kind of rawish, not too raw. But it's also not like overly produced, like sounding plastic, all that stuff, which is unfortunately a product of our time. Some bands go like way too automated, almost like sounding like this is a factory-made thing rather than made by humans. And then there are lots of people operating with their laptops and whatever, doing horrible production, which is not supporting the music because it's not powerful enough or making sense enough. So Taake is having the balance here. So in my opinion, this album has stood the test of time, and people who are into Norwegian black metal in the first place have no reason why not to go back to this. In case you missed this back in the days, this is good time as any to go back and listen to Hordalands doedskvad, or just doedskvad if you're one of those old timers. Anyway, this is my take on the album, and like I said, if you go for the reversion, the new version, you will get the different cover than the early, rather blurry one. I'm still undecided which one I like first more. In a way, the skull one, because, skulls are cool always. But then again, this is not blurry, and this is kind of like making stronger point in a way. So maybe I would go this one. But these are small personal preferences, and by no means I'm saying which one you should go with. Now, off you go. Links are provided in the description box, so click and like and listen and all that shit. And if you like, go for the physical product. This is Rauta, this is Jerry. Take care and enjoy some Norwegian black metal. See you soon with more reviews coming your way.